This is the Bofeili Sport 2014. It has a lot of similarities with the previous model, but also a lot of differences, and we'll go through it one by one. This bike is based on the same principles as the other Bofeilis. So it has a crank motor, a mid motor drive they call it. It is now generation 2, so it's a new motor. It's rated slightly higher as the one before, but its main claim to fame is that it's more efficient. There's two outstanding features as far as we are concerned. The first one is that the controller now lives in the motor and not on the frame as it was before. And the second thing is, it is very easy to remove from the frame, because this thing from the other side, it slides in and is then held into place with 2 screws, and that's all it is. So if there was ever an issue for service, it's easy to replace. Just undo the 2 screws, unplug those 3 plugs here, and take the whole motor out. The wheels are the same as the previous model, so that means double wall rims, stainless steel spokes, the same front fork with preload adjustment and also a lock-up feature. And at the rear, the same wheels, disc brakes. They now have Shimano brakes as well. We've tried it the other day and they work very well. Acera switchgear. It is an 8-gear cassette at the back. The battery looks the same as before. It is a bit more powerful. It is a 10.5 amp battery, so that's about 20% more as what we had. Main switch lives here. The important thing is that it's got 2 prongs, the plus and the minus, so it clicks into place, while the previous model had a plug. So it's a lot easier to slot it in and to remove. On the handlebar we have, of course, our rear brake. Below the controller here is the shifter for the 3 front gears. Then we get to the controller itself, which is a very elaborate affair now. First of all, you can set your levels, and there's 5 of them. And then above there it can indicate your current speed, average speed, highest speed reached, odometer, trip distance, and on the bottom bar it shows you the level of assistance you're using, how full your battery is, and how many watts you're currently using. So it gives you a lot to keep yourself entertained. On the controller you can even program things like pin codes, so that nobody can access the electrics of your bike. They only work if you type in your right pin, and a few other things. There is a hill upwards assistance, so that means if you walk beside the bike and you press a button, it will go 6 kilometers an hour, so you don't have to push. Here's the push uphill assistance. I'm pressing the minus button and now I'm keeping it pressed. So then the bike will go 6 kilometers an hour just to help you. Then we have the headlight, the reflector, the right brake, and the gear shifting for the rear gears. Here's the throttle, and it's a variable speed thing. The bike can be operated in 3 modes. And the first one is don't use any electrics, just do the biking yourself. The second is you will work it on the throttle. And the third one is when you pedal, the bike will sense that you're doing so. And this one reacts pretty quick, so I would say 1 revolution and it will start to help you. The frame size is more or less the same as the outgoing model, 750 mils, and at the front it's about 10 millimeters higher as the previous one. The frame is entirely new, and there's only one version as far as color goes. It's grey and light blue aqua sort of striping on it. I've been riding this bike to compare with last year's model. It feels a little bit stronger. It certainly seems to last on the battery. It is smooth as. And I got over 30 kilometers an hour on a flat road. Mind you, I'm 93 kilos. All in all, I'm pretty happy with this replacement model of the very successful Sport.